My fellow wellness business owners, are you staying up at night, awake, unable to sleep because you keep hearing that AI is coming and your business hasn't adopted it yet? Well, I know a lot of other business owners have, and that is a concern, but they don't want to just follow the latest fad. So, how do you ensure that you are responsible and a good steward of your business by learning about AI or perhaps implementing things that you're supposed to do to make your business better without losing your soul, without completely giving over to the robots and giving them control of your business? Now, I'm going to give you not three, not two, just one easy thing that you can do to implement in your business so that you can start stepping towards innovation in a responsible and healthy way. Now, my name is Brian Dement. I've scaled my business to over $17 million in gross revenue, and I've helped other businesses generate systems, and we've consulted on strategies that has helped them generate over $100 million in wealth. So strategy is important. It's near and dear to what I do. And I want to talk about how everybody that I consult for, this is the thing that I tell them to do. Okay, it's an easy step. You don't have to go out and learn everything about AI. You don't need to take a course. You don't need to do anything. It's actually an analog step. We're actually not going to do anything with AI in this step. What we're going to do is we're not going to implement AI right away. We're not going to put a new AI software and turn it on for all of our inventory control. Because what would happen if you turned on an AI system and put it in charge of your inventory and you didn't train it properly? You didn't have a system in place that taught it what to do. That would be catastrophic for your business. It would order too much of one thing and not enough of another thing, and it would order some new product that you never authorized it to do, but because it verified that purchase, there's no way for you to return it. It would create all sorts of chaos in your business. Imagine if you turned on an AI system to do cold outreach, and all of a sudden you're sending out hundreds of text messages every day that's costing you money, and each one of those text messages isn't just being falling on deaf ears. It's actually maybe saying something offensive or legally incompliant with your business. You wouldn't want to put AI in charge of things in your business unless you had first created those systems that would teach the AI what to do. Now, this is exactly what I mean. I'm going to be very specific here. You don't need to get an AI program to implement anything. What you need to do is take an hour out of your day, take a clipboard and a white sheet of paper, and write down every aspect of your business. It's really simple. I do everything on a whiteboard and a white sheet of paper because it's very clean and it's easy to see everything. You put every vertical in your business and write it down. I'm talking about payroll, talking about bookkeeping, talking about scheduling for your employees. I'm talking about your marketing systems. And we're going to get granular with this, okay? We're going to break down, for example, marketing. We're not going to just have marketing as a category. We're going to talk about every area of marketing. So what do you do for cold outreach? What do you do for warm outreach? What do you do with your hot leads? What do you do with your members or your existing patrons of your business? Each stage of the pipeline for the people that you have in your business or in your marketing funnel, you should have a system in place for each one of those. You should have a system in place for bookkeeping. If you don't currently have systems in place that are manual processes right now, that's exactly what you need to do. So step one is you write out every element of your business. Like I said, I mean, everything you can imagine in your business, from inventory control to employee management to how you clean your store or your studio. What is it that needs to be done in every phase of your business? So we're talking about standard operating procedures. It's very simple what we're talking about here, but we need to think about it in terms of, is there a system in place? Is there a standard operating procedure in place for every element of my business? As soon as you start to put pen to paper and write out those systems, you're going to realize where the holes and the gaps are in your business. And you're going to start to say, you know what? Forget about AI. I just need to create elements of my business that don't currently exist. What I find when I consult is that a lot of businesses actually don't even have, for example, like a cold outreach component of their marketing. They only do follow-up marketing to their existing customers. They only have some warm lead marketing that they do with people that have reached out to them, perhaps. Or sometimes they don't have a follow-up system at all. They just hope and pray that people come into their business. Same thing with bookkeeping. Do you have a process for your bookkeeping? Is it something that you could write down? Because if you don't know anything about AI, you'll need to know this. In order for AI to function properly, and by the way, it does function very well only if you give it very clear and concise steps and instructions of what you want it to do. So if you don't even know that about your own business, of what steps and instructions need to be performed in any given area of the business, then you don't even need to worry about AI. You need to worry about creating those standard operating procedures in your business. That's step one. And that's the easiest thing to do, because who knows your business better than you do? And if there are people in your business, if you have a general manager or supervisors or anything like that, bring them into this process, because maybe there are elements of the business that they know better than you. And that's great. But you're going to write down every single process of the business, and then you're going to start to create a manual system around that. So, for example, like we talked about cold outreach before, if you don't have any cold outreach in your business, you need to go and create a cold outreach system. Now, that means, if you don't know what cold outreach means, that means like if you send an email to somebody who's never been to your business before, you've never had contact before, that's a cold outreach. Or going on Instagram and DMing somebody that you've never had contact before to invite them into your business. That is cold outreach. You need to create a manual system for that and start to implement that manual system. Once you do that, you'll spend so much time doing each one of these things that you'll say, you know what? I wish I had a way. There's so many things in my business I need to do. I wish there was a way that I could automate this process. And once you get to that point, that's when you know that it's time to adopt AI. Because what you'll have at that point is you'll have every element of your business understood and cataloged. You'll have a system for each part of that business. You'll have step-by-step instructions for what you're supposed to do in each element of that business. So then, only then, will that be the time that you're ready to hire an AI agent to take that workload off your plate. I hope that makes you feel better, because you don't need to go out and learn all about AI. What you need to do is you need to, if you want, look and reflect on your own business and make sure that there are standard operating procedures in place. And only then will you need to go out and hire AI to do that. AI is not going to be able to just assess all of those things for you and tell you what you need to fix in your business. That's up to you. But once you've figured out where the holes in the boat are, then that's when AI is really, really helpful. I hope you found this helpful. We're here to help and grow wellness businesses, whether you're part of the Salt and Light chain or whether you're just a part of helping make people healthy. I'm very passionate about helping your business scale. If you ever want to jump on a call with me, I do 30-minute consultation calls where we just sit back and we figure out where the holes in your business are, and then we help build systems to plug those holes. And I'm here to help. So again, this is Brian Dement with Salt and Light, and I'll see you next time.